everybody, my name is Dean and this is the September 2016 pickup video. We got a whole box full of stuff, so we're going to go ahead and go through this and see what we got. Alright, so again, this is the September 2016 pickup video. These are things I got from the end of August all the way up to right out now, which is the end of September. So we got a whole box of stuff here. It's a little bit of odds and ends. It's all, I would say, classic or retro computing and retro gaming related for the most part. And a couple of things I just picked up because I like them. So, anyway. So, nothing exciting to start, but this is a Pelican AV switch. Comes with pre-made labels for, right now it has Xbox 360, PS3, Wii, and other. And it has a front section that would have a door right here. All the inputs are on the back, and one thing that I found interesting was, I mean, it has video, it has component, but also has a network port on it. So I don't know if that port is for a, like if it acts as one network switch, or if it actually literally switches with the AV ports. No documentation or box or any other accessories with that, just the switch. Next thing we have is a Webster's Computer Dictionary. I like to buy these sometimes because this one's from about 1998. Sometimes these more vintage versions have different terms for things or terms that aren't really used anymore, so it's kind of fun to see them in print and when they were in use. We have a Mad Catz Blaster. This is for the original Xbox. When I saw this, it surprised me. It shouldn't, but I wouldn't think that there was a whole lot of shooter games for the original Xbox, but I guess there were. And this one has all the controller buttons featured on it. It has the Y button down here on the bottom of the grip. Has this button on the grip itself. The other X and Y are also here. These two buttons are here. And there's a joystick on the back. So I don't know if this works with newer TVs or if it just works with traditional CRT TVs. But regardless, we have it. This next item is a Texas Instruments Datamath desktop calculator. This was made sometime in the 70s. Has the power supply that goes with it, and I believe there is some kind of proprietary rechargeable battery inside of this unit. I doubt it holds a charge anymore, but for anybody wondering, this is a TI-2500. Next item. Now this one was something I thought would be useful to me now, but it's not, unfortunately, at this point. But this is an external IBM floppy drive for IBM laptops. Uses a proprietary connector. I had thought that I could use this with the T40 laptop I have, but I found that mine does not have that plug. I then thought that I could remove this floppy drive from here, which it does come out with a little bit of force. There we go. And switch this with the built-in CD drive that does come out in the same fashion, but they do not interchange on that model, unfortunately. So eventually, hopefully we get the laptop this goes with. Next item is our lone cartridge game, Tamagotchi for the original Game Boy. Anybody remembers Tamagotchis were the little egg-shaped virtual pets from the 90s? And I guess that was the Game Boy version in case you didn't want to carry on the keychain one. I'm guessing that has a battery backup in it to save the state of the creature you're taking care of. We have a small stack of PC games. We have TV Tycoon, Sorry, Maximum Pool. Oh, this is a Wii game. This is Wii Sports Resort. This originally came with a Wiimote, so a lot of people bought this game for the fact that you had an extra Wiimote and a game to go with it, but most people didn't really, as far as I knew, didn't really even play that game. They just were buying it for the fact that it had a packet controller. Sim Theme Park. We have an MS-DOS title. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator. Hoyle Casino, which I think I may have already picked up before. And we have a couple more. Reading Blaster Jr. Super Pack Disc 4 and Super Pack Disc 2. These are late 90s, from E-Games in Longhorn, Pennsylvania. No disc 1, no disc 3, just those. And this is a big box for just one CD-ROM. This is the Super Collapse Puzzle Gallery. We have a stack of PS2 games, all in the same franchise. Star Wars the video game, which were episodes 1, 2, and 3, Lego. Star Wars 2, which was the original trilogy, also Lego. And then we have Star Wars Bounty Hunter and Star Wars Battlefront. Now, these two I was semi-excited to buy. They were cheap. They were just about $1 a piece. These are little pocket organizers. This is a DM 2070 by Royal. Very standard. You just would have an address book, calculator, schedule, memo functions. This one was a bit more. This is a Sharp Wizard. Now, this one, as you can see, had a much bigger LCD display on it. Way more buttons and functions, expense, files, and whatnot. And actually had a PC sync function. There is a connecting port on the bottom that would let you connect to a PC via a serial cable. I don't think this guy works. When I went to check the batteries on it, the Royal one works fine. The Sharp version, the batteries were so corroded that I had to pry the battery door off, and then the inside is filthy with battery acid and whatnot. So I don't think it's going to work, but I want to try to clean it out and get some new batteries in it and see if it wants to go. And our last thing is a Mattel Hyperscan. So this was Mattel's foray back into consoles. This system worked as a CD-based system. Came with X-Men, was the packing game. And then it would use RFID-based cards that would let you, I believe, pick characters in the games you were playing, upgrade attributes and whatnot, and they would go right here. If you see right in the middle, you can see it's an RFID reader that would read the cards. And then I guess when you were done with it, it would fold it up. The casing's cool. It has a USB port in the back. I'm not sure what that USB port is for. The AV cable is built into it, which is always a sign of cheapness usually. I guess it's cheaper to have the cable soldered on the board and then run out versus having ports in the back. So, you know, not always a good sign. And if you fray a cable, well, now you have no system. It did come with no power supply, unfortunately. It did have the controller with it, which is kind of a very reminiscent of just a really basic PC controller. It has triggers on the back, shoulder buttons, 4 face buttons, your start select in the middle, and just a joystick, no D-pad. And the connector looks like either S-Video cable or a Apple ADB desktop bus cable. And that goes with that. So we'll have to try to get a power cable for the Hyperscan, either find one that goes with it or possibly just make one. The voltage looks like it's 7.5 volts. That's pretty common. You can probably find a 6.5 volt power supply. Anyways, that's the box. That's empty. So that's our pickups for September 2016. I hope you enjoyed going through that box with me. It looks like it's all decent stuff. It wasn't much junk as last time or the time before. I forget which. I don't know if it was August or July. They had just not that great stuff in it. But this stuff is useful. You know, the AV switch is very useful to me, and you know, the Star Wars games, they're fun. So anyway, as always, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and thanks again.